Do you like doing podcasts, and any advice for someone who's new to it?
No, I don't. Honestly, I don't. 2 years ago when I started this, I really started because I was having such interesting discussions in the background, in closed rooms, one-on-one with people that I was like, wow, your story's fascinating. Like, I never knew this. And your healing story, or this story about the treatment, about a therapy you've done, or just meeting someone in another country and learning about what they're doing and everything that led them to what they're doing. I was like, this should be, talked about. This should be disseminated to the world. But listen, I'm an introvert. I like being in the background. I love sitting alone and being truly creative for hours at a time. Doing these are stressful for me. Absolutely. It's a little easier when I'm on this side, just answering questions. But when you have to meet a random person first time through a Zoom and start asking them personal questions, and sometimes it doesn't, I'm not good with small talk. I'm very good about talking about things I'm passionate about, but you never know how these are going to go. So I love, at the end of the day, when the interview is over and it went well, and I really connected with someone on that deep level of this is healing, this is medicine, this is health. I love that. Going into it, no, I still dread it. So my advice is to pick a topic you really love if you're going to do it, and make it as natural as possible. Like, there is absolutely a lot of research that goes into each episode. And a lot of times it's reading books and learning about them, asking them interesting things about themselves so you can pull that out. But at the end of the day, if you're not interested in what they're talking about, or you're not invested in it yourself, it's going to be hard to be a podcast host. And I think even an extrovert would realize that. And the conversation itself probably wouldn't be as natural. And that's something I've learned over 99 now on 100 episodes. Just be natural and, own into my own insecurities and kind of nervousness going into it. But just try and talk on that level of just being me. Like, I don't understand everything. I'm not an expert on most health subjects, on all health subjects. I'm not an expert. Let's put it that way. I'm just a keen observer. That's it. And I just try and share what I observed, and had a fortunate life to see a lot of things and go a lot of places and be around who I consider one of the greatest doctors, of our time, my father. So, that would be my advice. Just take it in and realize that I think everyone has kind of apprehensions about doing these sort of things, but just go with it. Don't use vanity numbers, or how many listens or this and that. If you do it as a passion project.
That's great advice. Yeah. And I think it'll give people a lot of hope and inspiration to hear actually that, it doesn't come off naturally for you, because at this point you seem so natural at it, but just going in with a passion for the topics and the actual conversations that you're having, and then working through the discomfort, or not waiting until you feel like everything is perfectly aligned.
Yeah.
Just get started.
I mean, listen, I'll say, Ben, this taught me lean into this discomfort, right? Mm-hmm. And I think that's in healing also. In everything you do in life, I think there are going to be times that challenge you. You have to lean in. You cannot let the fear, the anxiety, and everything hold you back. If it did, I would never do a podcast. I would never do a lot of the things I do right now. And it's, if you ask me, do you feel that on a daily basis? Absolutely. And some days you got to lean in more than others. But this idea that it just comes naturally. Oh, you're gifted. No, not at all. Everyone should know that, I think. And I've spoken to really, really great presenters out there, and they feel it too.
Yeah. And I think when you understand, accept, and start to embrace that's part of any process, and you kind of prioritize growth over comfort, then it actually becomes this opportunity to, grow yourself every day and do the uncomfortable thing.
Absolutely.